Swoops, see you later. Cindy Brunson, see you later. I don't want everybody to get too carried away with some of the changes that we have seen so far this offseason, but this is a step in the right direction.
Caitlin Clark's off-court challenges just became a little easier as two prominent critics of hers, Sheryl Swoopes and Cindy Brunson, will not be returning to WNBA broadcasts this season. Fans of Caitlin are visibly excited, especially considering some of the comments these former broadcasters have made about her and her team. This development seems to coincide with a broader awakening in the WNBA regarding how they've managed their generational talent and the treatment of Caitlin. It appears the league is starting to recognize the importance of supporting its stars better. Let's dive deeper into what's happening in the WNBA. Don't forget to hit that like button to say goodbye to Cindy and Sheryl, and subscribe for more updates on Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever.
And one thing we've been working hard on in the offseason is a comprehensive platform around a multi-dimensional approach to combating hate and vitriol in the forms experienced by our players, teams, staff, and fans.
When I first watched this clip of the WNBA commissioner, I couldn't help but wonder if it addressed the ongoing hate aimed at Caitlin Clark. She's the player who has transformed the WNBA and taken women's basketball to new heights. Caitlin consistently excels on the court and honors the legends who paved the way for her. Off the court, she embodies humility, grace, and class. Yet, whenever she's mentioned in the media, there are always critics claiming she doesn't deserve the spotlight. They even go so far as to label her passionate fans, who have filled arenas and prompted teams to switch to larger NBA venues, as problematic. It's disheartening to see such negativity directed at someone who has done so much for the game.
And that's the worst part of all this. The new fans are sucking the life out of the WNBA right now.
Yeah.
Spitting on the very fans who are saving your league is a baffling move, but I suppose jealousy is a powerful motivator. Many voices from the old guard can't stand that Caitlin Clark has become the focal point of attention. They overlook her incredible achievements, the records she's shattered, her exceptional basketball IQ, her leadership qualities, and her marketability, focusing instead on the cheapest criticisms, often reducing her success to merely her race. I won't replay those clips, as you've likely seen enough of them already. Despite the jealousy, bitterness, and negativity, Caitlin's unwavering poise and humility have brought more excitement, hype, and growth potential to the WNBA than ever before. With 2025 on the horizon, it's shaping up to be a historic year for the league. This is the moment they've dreamt about to finally break into mainstream sports culture. However, to seize this opportunity, the WNBA must embrace Caitlin's dedicated fanbase. They cannot afford to alienate these passionate supporters, who have been filling arenas and driving record ratings, by allowing them to feel insulted, unfairly labeled, or undermined. Now, let's dive into the significant news that's buzzing through the league and shocking fans everywhere.
Members of the media, the WNBA media, looks like they're taking big fat L's today. Particularly one, Sheryl Swoopes. That's right.
Sheryl Swoopes recently faced a double blow. The Dallas Wings officially announced their broadcast team for the upcoming season, and Swoopes was noticeably absent from the lineup. This omission has raised eyebrows and sparked discussions among fans and commentators alike.
The Dallas Wings broadcast team, we got Ron Thulin, Fran Harris, who used to be part of this announced team, yes, Sheryl Swoopes.
If you recall, last season Sheryl Swoopes was part of the Dallas Wings broadcast team but notably missed their September 1st game against the Indiana Fever. At the time, she attributed her absence to a contractual issue, but this explanation raised eyebrows among fans and analysts. Just one game prior, she had gone completely silent on air when Caitlin Clark was announced as the Player of the Week, leading many to speculate whether her absence was more than just a contractual matter. Now, with her exclusion from the broadcast team entirely, questions about her future with the franchise are gaining momentum.
Gotta go to the Players of the Week. Both of them had outstanding weeks, and they're the next two opponents to the Wings. Caitlin Clark will be here on Sunday for the week, averaged 25, and Avisa Collier averaged over 25. And of course, the Lynx here Friday at 6:30 on Ion. And then the Fever come here at 3 o'clock before a sellout crowd.
Even when Cheryl Swoops isn't directly mentioning Caitlin Clark, her comments seem to make a statement about her. I won't dissect every single remark Cheryl has made about Caitlin, there simply isn't enough time for that. However, it's fair to say that Cheryl has made some surprising and bold statements regarding Clark, raising eyebrows and prompting discussions around her views on the rising star.
Cheryl Swoops, one of the OGs of the WNBA, and when you look at her or hear her talk, you understand why the WNBA never took off during Cheryl Swoops' time. She was one of the OGs. If she was one of the stars, it was unlikable and unwatchable, and it still is. And she still is.
Has Cheryl ever truly given Caitlin Clark the credit she deserves? Occasionally, yes, like a broken clock being right twice a day. However, more often than not, Cheryl has appeared to go out of her way to question Caitlin's performances, downplay her accomplishments, or subtly dismiss the significant impact she has made on the game. This pattern raises concerns about how her remarks may undermine the recognition that Caitlin has earned through her remarkable skills and contributions on the court.
Now, she made news last week when she sat up there and was applauding Indiana Fever players, but then forgot to mention Caitlin Clark. Everywhere you turn, Indiana Fever is breaking records. All Cheryl Swoops did was validate all the speculation that there's folks hating on Caitlin Clark. That's all she did.
The ongoing subtle, and not so subtle, criticism from Cheryl Swoops has certainly frustrated Caitlin Clark's fans. This likely explains the celebration among those fans when it was quietly revealed that Cheryl would no longer be hosting the WNBA's Queen of the Court podcast. Interestingly, the podcast has since undergone a complete rebranding, marking a new chapter in its direction.
The WNBA listened to the new fans, looked at the facts, and acted accordingly. And we all know this was a Caitlin Clark hate fest last year, right? I mean, seriously. And there they are. That's the old cover for the podcast. And this is the new one. This is the Women's Hoop Show with Jordan Robinson and friends.
That's right. The podcast formerly known as Queen of the Court has been quietly rebranded as the Women's Hoop Show. Interestingly, Cheryl Swoops' name still appears in the Google description as the host, yet she seems to be absent from the new iteration. This marks the second significant WNBA production, the Dallas Wings broadcasts are the other, that has moved on without Cheryl Swoops, which is certainly intriguing. If you thought this shift was isolated, think again, as more developments unfold. Fellow broadcaster, longtime friend of Cheryl, and well-known critic of Caitlin Clark, Cindy Brunson, is also now on the job market. The Phoenix Mercury recently unveiled their broadcast team for the upcoming season, and, notably, Cindy was not part of it.
She showed up to a Caitlin Clark game wearing Cheryl Swoops shoes. Like, she is as big, like, even looking back on it, she is as big of a Caitlin Clark hater as there's been.
Cindy didn't limit her criticism to just Caitlin, she also targeted the Indiana Fever organization. She openly urged people to pressure the team, claiming that Caitlin Clark wasn't doing enough to support women of color. Cindy stated, "If Caitlin isn't going to do the right thing, I think General Manager Lynn Dunn, head coach Stephanie White, and others in the organization need to address the vitriol aimed particularly at Black women and LGBTQI+ women." This sentiment mirrors the views of several other media figures who have pushed the narrative that Caitlin's fanbase only supports her because of her race. This perspective is not only lazy but also divisive, neglecting the true reason people cheer for Caitlin: she is electrifying, entertaining, and a generational talent. Each time Caitlin steps onto the court, she brings excitement that resonates with a diverse audience, regardless of their backgrounds.
First of all, not all fans of Caitlin Clark are white. This is so apparent as a member of social media who interacts with a lot of Caitlin Clark fans, and so many of them are not white. It's just insulting to assume that that's the case to the people that aren't white, to the Black Americans that do love Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark has captivated a diverse audience, including fans who are Black, Asian, Latino, and everything in between. She's not just a sensation in one region, she serves as an inspiration to kids from all backgrounds. Her influence extends beyond a single demographic, it's truly global. Caitlin is not some niche star basking in local favoritism, she garners admiration from Des Moines to Dubai. Her appeal transcends race, age, gender, and geography. It's not just about identity, it's about excellence. This is why the narrative suggesting her popularity is solely about her race is both frustrating and, frankly, insulting. Given the recent shakeups behind the scenes in the WNBA, one has to wonder if the league is finally starting to acknowledge this reality. It certainly feels like a shift is happening, and perhaps the league is ready to embrace its biggest star just as fans already have.
I'm not going to act like, I'm not even going to halfway pretend that we're not fed up with it. The nation is fed up with it.
Critiquing a player's performance or decisions on the court is part of the game, but pushing narratives that undermine the very fans who support the league is another matter entirely. The truth is, the WNBA is on the brink of something remarkable. The momentum is palpable, and the excitement has reached unprecedented levels, largely due to a wave of passionate and engaged fans, many of whom are drawn in by Caitlin Clark. These fans are vital to the league's growth and success, and they deserve recognition rather than disparagement.
A big change. You know, we used to play in a barn. Like, we used to play in a barn with 6 fans. Now we're going to be playing in sold-out arenas, and people are moving arenas to watch us play. Like, it's just going to be huge for us this year. I don't miss the barn.
We're witnessing record-breaking viewership, attendance, and merchandise sales. Caitlin Clark's jersey is the second best-selling in the entire NBA store, outpacing even LeBron James. Consider that for a moment. She's had 41 out of 44 games broadcast nationally, more than any other player or team. Plus, ESPN is airing a preseason WNBA game, one that sold 15,000 tickets within minutes. This level of demand is unprecedented and highlights the incredible excitement surrounding the league. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.